there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and today is another Smash Your Stash video. I'm about to get started on the challenge for May, which is free choice. And I'm going to tackle some of my kits that are class related. So I paid for these classes. I have all the supplies, etc. It should be pretty easy to work through, I think. I don't know how far I will get, but I am going to tackle these one by one, and wherever I end up when the cutoff is for this video, I will share with you. So without further ado, here's what I accomplished. Okay, so the first class is from Pink and Main. I've got some cardstock, some stencils, some dies, and some stamps. Here are the first three cards. We made two of these like pop-up envelope cards, which are really cute. And then this single layer card with just the dies. Now I think she had us cut them out of white cardstock and color them with ink, but I have so many scraps, you guys. I just used scrap cardstock to die cut the flowers and the butterflies, and I didn't feel like cutting out the hearts that she used for accents, so I think I might just come in here and add a few pearls maybe on this one to finish it up, and maybe some rhinestones on this one and some pearls on this one. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, I got to get on to the next class. Okay, for the second class I've got some cardstock, some card bases, some stamps and stencils, and a die that says special. Okay, this is a sigh of frustration. So I finished the other class as much as I could. I created these two cards. And yeah, I have a panel somewhere that is supposed to make a third card, and I have looked everywhere and I cannot find it. So it must have grown legs and left. That's all I can think of. I'm sure we'll come across it, and when I do, I will share the funny story of where it was. Okay, I can't look for it anymore. You can tell I'm kind of frustrated to even talk about these cards. They took a long time. I think that's why I'm so frustrated about losing the other panel. These are all layered stamps and stencils. It took a long time. I don't know that I would ever do this again. It's, I mean, it was fun and I liked the results, but it was a lot of work. Okay, now I can move on to the next class. Okay, the next class is from Brutus and Monroe. I've got a stamp set, coordinating dies. It looks like coordinating stencils, a stamp and stick mat, and then an easel card die, and then, of course, cardstock. Okay, let's hope this one goes better than the last one. Okay, so here are the cards from the Brutus Monroe class. The first one is a tent fold card. I think that's what they call it. I switched this one up a fair amount. It was supposed to be on black. It had like an oval. There just was a lot going on. I thought I would make it a little bit simpler, and I really like how this turned out. I did add the centers using a punch, and then I added some pearls. And of course, this is the stamp you've been seeing on a lot of cards because it's just out there laying on my desk. I think this one is basically the same design. I just switched out the colors and I added some little black gemstones in the middle. And this one I changed quite a bit because, again, it was super busy. And so I simplified it by making this panel black with no flowers, just the sentiment. And then I added a little charm to jazz it up a little bit. I had a little mess up. So I had a bunch of files already filmed and the files were corrupted. So I think the whole disk that I was saving everything to was corrupted. So for the next, I think it's 3 classes. I don't have the class contents to share with you. So it's just the card. This was the Altenew class. And we did some embossing and cutting out the embossed figure and adding it on top. And they had originally called for like a shimmer paper. I just made my own shimmer paper with some mists on a light pink cardstock. This one is like almost like a reverse spotlight in that the center focus is white instead of colored and everything else being white. I really like how that one turned out. And this was using the embossing folder again. These 3D embossing folders, whew, beautiful. And then with adding the stencils on top of it, makes it super easy to add coloring. I think this next class was my favorite. It has a lot of words, but what I like best about it is how they're collaged together. I'm not really good at doing that, so it's kind of fun to do it in a class where I don't have to map everything out. This would make a great masculine card. I switched out the colors and numbers for my needs. And then this is a Sweet 16 birthday and another happy birthday. Okay, and the last class was from a Crafter's Companion, and it featured these kind of outline dies. In this one we did some paper piecing. I had a washi tape roll of sentiments, so I used them in both of these cards just to switch things up. Just too lazy to go get stamps. And yeah, is it my style? Not really, but I think it's still cute. And this one, the colors are a little different than what they did in the class design. I actually used a blender pen and the markers, because we got a set of watercolor markers in the class, to color in these images. And it looked like stained glass to me, so I actually added some glossy accents on top to kind of emphasize that stained glass look, and I think that turned out pretty cute. Same washi tape again. So that is it. I think, my friends, I'm running out of time for this month's Smash Your Stash. I would encourage you to pull out some sort of kit or class that you've paid for that you haven't yet completed and try and work on that this month. Leave a comment below if you are going to and what it is you're going to work on. I would love to know. Be sure to check out the other collaborators. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a hashtag collaboration, so be sure to click on the hashtag to see everybody else. And until next time, happy crafting.